What it do, YouTube? It's SSN. I'm back with another video on this one right here. This one right here. Well, let me tell you about this one. I ended up using Trailblaze, Aridados. I know. The last video I dropped had Trailblaze, Land Froze. I know. But this time we are using a little bit of a different team. We're gonna be using Poliwrath, a Pokemon that hasn't really been used so much in the remix that I've noticed. And also we're gonna be using Steelix. Steelix, I know it's everywhere, but yeah. Um, I am gonna showcase 3 sets that I do right here that I did just got finished doing them on Twitch. Link in the description if you do want to go follow me over there on Twitch. Watch them in real time as they do happen. But yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And I see we are gaining some more subscribers, so that is really cool. Do appreciate it. But yeah, I guess I can just get into the commentary. And yeah, as we do see a Garatina come in, I am gonna go ahead and just throw in the poison fang here or the psychic fangs. They are gonna go ahead and throw the shadow ball, which is fine with me. One dragon tail, I am gonna be able to make it to the psychic fangs, and this is going to go ahead and KO. We're going to be able to take the game as we do hop into the next battle. We are going to go ahead and see Aridos up against the Ice Rock type of Morris, right? Or Amora. I'm not sure what it's called, but Morris. Yeah. I am going to go ahead and shield and just go straight for the Trailblaze. And they do end up shielding as well. I'm going to go ahead and let the next one go through. Aerial dose kind of has a little bit of some tank. It is kind of tanky, but not really. But it did live the move. I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch the next one. I do successfully catch the next one. They're gonna switch out into a 9 limp, and this is fine with me. They are gonna throw their move instantly, which is kind of weird. But since the move is resisted, since it's only a Night Slash, even if it was an Ice Punch, still would have let it go through. They are going to go ahead and throw the next move, which is fine with me. They're probably fishing for the boost, which kind of makes sense. And they do end up getting the boost, which is kind of bad for me. I'm going to go ahead into my Steelers. Go ahead and try to farm down. I do get the farm down. We'll go ahead and do one and then throw once I do get to the second thing and then swap out. Force them trying to give me another shield here. They don't have a shield. And I tried to make it to a move as they do swap out, but they get the farm down. They're gonna go ahead and throw their move here. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it go through. I do end up getting the farm down here, and now I do have a shield for the chestnut. I'm gonna go ahead and shield, and now I'm gonna throw the psychic fang here and under tap and just throw the psychic fang. We are gonna be able to take this next game as well. I do believe the first set I tried this team, I was running lunge on Aridos, and I just lost. I went 1-4. But once I changed it to Trailblaze, I ended up going 5-0. I had some really positive stats. You guys will see right here. Um, Now we are gonna see the Galissapod. They are going straight for the liquidation, which is kind of weird. So they don't. So they probably have X Scissor. You probably can still go X Scissor. Probably still do a lot of damage. I am gonna catch the next one, and it is the liquidation. Lucky for us, we don't get the defense fall. They're gonna switch out to a Venusaur. I'm gonna go ahead and go straight for the icy win here. They are gonna shield. They're gonna try to get to a move here. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through because I can't really shield this, to be honest. We go into my Aridos, throw the cross poison here once I get to it, and it's not doing a lot of damage. But lucky for me, they do end up over farming and going up to the CMP tie up against the Aridos, and they're gonna switch out into a wall rain. Now I am gonna go ahead and catch the move here, and we're doing a little bit of some high cheeky plays here. They are gonna throw the next ice what is it called? Icicle spear, which is fine with me. I am gonna do one and then throw the psychic things. See if they do want to stay in here, and they're staying in. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. Yep, I let it go through. Now they are gonna switch out into the Glissopod. I'm gonna go for the cross poison here. It's gonna be enough to KO, and now I make it to the Trailblaze. Trailblaze is going to be enough to KO this Walrein. So we're gonna be able to take that game as we do hop into the next battle. We're gonna see Aridos up against, let's see, Actually, it's a very good lead for the Aridados, which is kind of weird because we haven't really had any good leads. They are going to switch out into a Poliwrath. I'm just going to go ahead and let this go through because they only built up to five. Five is only a power up punch, so I am going to go ahead and let that go through. I'm going to try to go ahead and make it two cross poison here, and because they built up to six, I thought they were going to throw an ice punch or icy wind or something. I do end up shielding there, and then they swap out into something that's running waterfall. Empoleon that's running waterfall, trying to make it to another trailblaze here. We do make it to a trailblaze. This trailblaze, look how much damage that trailblaze did to this Empoleon. Almost one shotted it. And now I am gonna switch into my um what is it called? My Poliwrath. They switch out to the Gramble. Gramble is met with my Steelix. Steelix is going to be able to make it to a Psychic Fang. Psychic Fang is going to do a reasonable amount of damage. I am going to go ahead and shield here just in case they do have the close combat. They go for the crunch. They get the defense drop, but it's not going to really matter here because I am just going to go ahead and charge the Psychic Fangs. It's going to be enough to KO, and a couple Dragon Wood Tails are going to be able to KO the opponent. Running, Waterfall, instead of Steel Wing. A little bit weird, but sure, whatever. But now, next, as we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Zapdos, Shadow Zapdos, up against our Aridos, and Aridos. This is not really good for the Aridos, but still, I'm gonna go ahead and shield here since it's the Cap tie, CMP tie, and I am gonna try to catch the next move here, so we're gonna see if I'm gonna be able to catch the next move, and I do catch the next move, which is really good for me. So they are gonna be able to switch out into. I can't see what that is. What is that? Something that's running Spark. Oh, no, it's Dunsparce. Okay, you guys know we love Dunsparce here, and Dunsparce is going to be able to make it to a move here. I make it to move one before they make it to the next move because it is 4-3, 4-3 for the Dunsparce. They are over farming here, which is fine with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through at this point, and then now I am gonna come back into my Pokemon and just start farming down. Aridos is gonna be able to farm down before they can make it to another move, and that calculated in my head. And now we are gonna be able to throw the Trailblaze here on this Empoleon, and then I'm gonna try to catch. I don't try to catch here. Just gonna go ahead and let this go through. They do go for the Drill Peck. I'm just gonna go straight for the farm down here, and now I am gonna let this go through because I do believe the last Pokemon, I can't remember what the last Pokemon was, Zapdos. If it made it to a move, I definitely want to keep the shield for the Zapdos, but the Zapdos is gonna be able to get punched down. And the same thing with the Empoleon, we're gonna be able to take the game as we do get this Roach as our encounter, and we're gonna go 5-0 here in the first set that we did switch over to Trailblaze. And I just kept the sets in order, so I didn't really change anything. I did cut out just the last set, but yeah. Apparently, I thought I cut it out better, but I did not. As you guys can see, I did go 1-4, then I went um 5-0. And the reason I screenshot here is because Though Tentacle's alt. If you guys don't know Though Tentacle, he is a shoutcaster on the Play Pokemon regionals for EU. And not only that, he also streams on Twitch, so shout out to Though Tentacle, even though I don't think that was really him. Probably somebody just impersonating him. But still cool either way. As we do seeing Gligar into the Aridos, and I am gonna shield, and I should be going for the Trailblaze, but I'm just going straight for Cross Poison, hoping I can get the boost here, but I don't get the boost, and then I'm gonna try to catch here, but I don't catch. Gonna go ahead and let this go through, but it's gonna be the dig, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna do a lot of massive damage. Then they swap out into a double. I do believe, yeah, it was a double. They're trying to make it to another move, but I don't make it to a move, as they do end up farming me down all the way completely. Gonna switch out into the Aridos, and now Aridos is gonna get hit with a body slam. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna come into my Poliwrath, but at this point, I realized that I'm just gonna get hit with a wild charge. Gonna go ahead and let it go through. And at this point, this game is pretty much over. But maybe if I shielded the wild charge, we could have did something. But no, Magnezone probably would have ended up beating us either way, regardless. As we do see Hypno up against our Aridos, and this is really bad for the Aridos because those confusions, not only are they chunking, but they are super effective because of the poison typing on the Aridos. I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. I'm gonna just hope that whatever's in the back that I can just rely on my back Pokemon to win. And now I am gonna come into my Steelix. They're gonna switch out. They're gonna come into a Feraligatr here, a shiny Feraligatr. I'm switched out into my Poliwrath as soon as I throw those Psychic Fangs. Gonna go ahead and let this first one go through. But I am gonna have to shield the next one. Going to go straight for the farm down because I need to come out with a lot of energy here. They switch out into they come into a Togekiss, and this is looking really bad for me. But I'm gonna make sure to throw on very good timing here. Get to another Ice Punch. See what they want to do here. They do end up shielding. Pyramid goes down because of one more charm, and now at this point, I am gonna go ahead and shield this Togekiss move. It's an ancient power. Probably shouldn't have shielded, but I'm gonna try to farm down all the way completely. And they swap out into their Hypno. Hypno is gonna get hit with this earthquake, so they don't even throw their energy on the Hypno, which is really good for me. And one more Dragon Tail is gonna be enough to KO the Togekiss, and we're gonna be able to take that game. As we do hop into the next battle, we're gonna see Obstagoon up against our Aridos, and they think we have lunge, so they swap out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Trailblaze up against the Toxapex, and the Toxapex is staying in. And at this point, to be honest, as long as I win this matchup, I can put I can put the Obstagoon up against my Poliwrath. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stay in this matchup. I do end up getting the boost. At this point, I'm gonna go straight for the cross poison, hoping I can get a shield here, and they don't end up shielding. So I am gonna go ahead and double shield at this point, and they are up shields, but I have a lot of energy here and the Obstagoon is gonna come back in. I'm gonna go straight for the cross poison here. They do end up shielding, which is kind of interesting. And now I do try to end up throwing once they get to I get to the Trailblaze, once they get to the Night Slash, which is actually really good for me because it's CMP type. I come into the Poliwrath, farm them down completely. They come into a Alolan Ninetales, and this is looking kind of for me, but I do end up getting the shield there. Swap out into my Steelix. Steelix is going to be resistant to charms, of course, because of the steel typing. I'm going to go straight for the Psychic Fangs here, and then hope I can make it to another Psychic Fangs here. It should be enough to KO. We're going to be, no, maybe not enough to KO, but a couple more fast moves is going to be enough to KO. We're going to be able to take this game as, hold on, do we win? Okay, yeah. One more counter is going to be enough to KO the Alolan Ninetales are going to be able to take that game. As we do see Swampert in the lead up against our Aridos, and I don't think this Swampert knows. So let's see, does this Swampert know that we run Trailblaze? They actually don't know. And I'm gonna go ahead and shield this Hydro Cannon. I do believe that my fast move went through. It's gonna be enough to KO. And then now they are gonna come into a Mandibuzz, and it's not looking really good for me. I am down shields, and I am super weak to this Mandibuzz. But I do one poison sting, then catch on the Steelix as they do end up swapping into I do believe was it a Pyrath? Machamp, no, Machamp. And they are going to throw their move. Just going to go ahead and let this go through. Now I am going to come into the Aridos, I do believe. And I'm going to go straight for the Trailblaze here. Expecting them not to shield, to be honest. And they don't end up shielding. So I am going to go ahead and let this go through. Just a cross chop. And now they come into the Mandibuzz. I am going to go ahead and let this go through. Pyrat is going to come in. I have to shield this. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of throw on very bad timing here. Just because I want to throw the move before they do throw the aerial ace. One snarl, and then they throw the aerial ace here, which is fine with me. Now they are over farming here. I make it to the aerial to the icy win. Icy win is going to be enough to KO, and we're going to be able to take that game as the weather changes into sunny now for some reason. Manny was up against our Aridos, and this is actually really bad for the Aridos because Mandibuzz is actually just a core breaker for the team. But I do end up throwing the cross poison. Cross poison is going to be able to give us a boost. Now I do make it to another cross poison as I do shield, and now I am going to try to catch the next move, and I do catch the next move. This is the aerial ace. It is the aerial ace. They're gonna switch out into a Napoleon. And am I going to commit to the earthquake? Earthquake. They do end up shielding, which is really bad for me. But I am gonna come into the Aridados, and actually they end up throwing a hydro cannon at the Aridados, which is very high, actually very interesting because I could have came into the Pyrath and took the hydro cannon a lot better. And now I am gonna shield this move here, farm down, and then now they are gonna come into the Manny Buzz, and Manny Buzz is gonna get hit with an icy wind, so I don't get hit with the move yet, but they are gonna come into a Venusaur. Venusaur is just gonna wreck my Pyrath here at this point, and this is gonna be over for us as we do end up just getting hit with a Frenzy Plant, and Frenzy Plant is gonna be more than enough to KO from this range, and we're gonna end up losing, going 3-2, but still a positive set regardless as we do hop into the last set, and we are going to see Annihilate up against the Aridos, and Aridos is going to go straight for the Trailblaze as they do end up catching very good counting on my opponent's sign. So I do end up getting the boost, and then now since they caught, I am going to show them that I can catch as well. And we do end up catching the Aerial Ace on the Steelix. Steelix is going to be farming up a lot of energy here. I do expect them to have water posts at this point, so I am going to go ahead and shield, and I do shield correctly. Gonna do one and then throw the Psychic Fangs here, see what they want to do. It's not enough to KO, so I do get a little bit of farm coming out with farm. Gonna throw it instantly, even though it's bad timing. I do have a potential of actually denying them, and then now I am gonna go ahead and let this go through. If it's the nice slash, I do live. Gonna make it to the move, but not before they CMP time me, baptize, cap time, and now they are gonna go ahead and throw their moves, so this is fine with me. Now I am gonna come into the Pyrath, try to farm down completely, shield this move up here, hoping it's the Shadow Ball that I do end up shielding correctly, and it is the Shadow Ball. So now I do end up getting all the way farm. They're gonna switch down into, I did not see what it was, something poison. Oh, it's a Tentacruel. A Tentacruel. I should have threw the Gold most likely, but they don't end up shielding, to be honest. And now they do go for a move here. They go for the acid spray. I am gonna switch out instantly. Gonna go for the Trailblaze, even though I know they are gonna shield this move. And I just kind of need the damage to be a little bit more from this cross poison at this point. They're gonna shield as well. And now I need to make it to move. Hopefully I can make it to move and live this move. I do end up living with 1 HP, make it to the cross poison. Cross poison is going to be able to not be enough to KO, but one more poison sting, and we end up KOing each other at the same time. And we're going to be able to win because the Pyrath in the back. Now we are going to see a horrible lead as we do see Golbat in the lead. I'm going to switch out into the Steelix, and they are going straight for a Poison Fang, so I don't shield the first one. I am gonna go for my own Psychic Fangs here. See what they want to do. They throw up the first shield. Now I am gonna over here. Now that I notice that this is just a poison fang, but I do end up shielding, and I probably shouldn't have shielded that. I was not counting apparently. Now I do go for the next Psychic Fangs here. They overfarm. This is just another poison fang, and I end up shielding. Oh man, I'm making a whole bunch of horrible decisions here, but I do end up farming down completely. So it's all shields down. They are gonna switch out into, I what was it, Empoleon? No, until Greninja. Greninja is going to be able to take me out completely, which is fine with me. Now I am going to switch into the Poliwrath. Poliwrath is going to be able to almost farm out completely, but not before it makes it to a move. And they actually have Aerial Ace, so they are going to be able to hit me with a super effective move. They switch out into Galvantula, I think. Galvantula is going to get hit with a Scold. Now I am going to be able to try to make it to a move here. We do see MP tie, Cap tie, Bap tie, and then now we are going to be able to charge up the cross poison here. So this is going to be able to take them out completely. Now they come into the Greninja. 2 poison things is going to be enough to KO. And we're going to be able to take that game as we do hop into the next battle. We're going to see Manny Buzz up against the Aridos. And this is really bad as we saw once before. And even worse for me, they are running Air Slash. So it's even worse for me now. So I am still staying in. Should have probably tried to catch there. And now I'm gonna make it to another move here. and we're gonna try to catch the next move. See, do we end up trying to catch the move? We are gonna try to catch, but we don't successfully end up catching. They swap out into a Swampert, and this is really looking bad for me. Swamper's gonna get hit with the Psychic Fangs, and I do end up living one of these Hydro Cannons, so I do go ahead and let it go through. I'm gonna try to make it to the next Psychic Fangs here, but I don't make it to the Psychic Fangs. The mud shot is gonna be enough to KO. Now I do come into the pond rat, I get denied here, so I am gonna get hit with this move. Regardless, either way, if I got denied or didn't get denied, um, they are gonna come into a Hypno. Hypno is gonna get hit with an icy wind here at this point. I expect them to shield. They do shield, and now I can't make it to a move, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this go through. And then just gonna go ahead and throw the Trailblaze here. But this game is over. Hoping that they would shield, but they don't end up shielding, and they swamp out into their Manibus. Just gonna go ahead and let this move go through. Even if I have a shield, air slash KOs the Pirate, and I'm going to go ahead and end up losing that game. As we do hop into probably the potentially the last battle, Dugon up against the Aridados, and this is actually a little bit good for the Aridados, as you guys can see as I'm going for the Trailblaze. Swap out into something that's using Confusion. I can't really see a Wormer Dam, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through as I do swap out into my Steelix. Gonna go ahead and time the move correctly with the Earthquake, and at this point, I don't expect them to shield. They don't shield, trying to farm down completely, but they make it to another move. So just gonna go ahead and let this go through, knowing that I can live, and I'm going to go ahead and throw instantly whatever comes in, and it's a Marrow Whack. So now I'm gonna come into my Pine Wrath, and this is looking really bad for me. I need to shield this, but I can't shield this because I could get a defense drop, and we do get a defense drop. Making sure that I throw on very good timing here. And now I am going to switch out, try to throw my move, but the fire spin KOs and all that energy goes away. And now they swap out. And this is actually giving me a potential win con. Dugon is going to hit me with an icy wind, but I am going to be able to farm down completely. They swap out into their, well, they're going to come into their Marowak, and now I am gonna just under tap here, throw the Scold here, and then I am at a Icy Wind as well. Throw the Icy Wind. Icy Wind is gonna be enough to KO, and we're gonna hop into this time. Okay, this is the final battle. We're gonna see Zweilis up against the Aridos, and this would be very nice if I had lunch, but I don't have lunch. I do kind of have two answers in the back as Steelix and Ponrath would counter, but I'm just gonna switch out into the Steelix. They're gonna come into a superior. Superior just gonna go ahead and let this go through, expecting that, well, thinking that I was gonna end up losing swap here, but since they ended up letting the moves go through, they're thrown here. I'm gonna go ahead and shield this. Probably should have shielded the frenzy plan. Now I'm shielding an aerial ace, which kind of feels bad. But either way, that's fine with me. They swap out into a steel wing Empoleon, and I probably should have committed to the earthquake. And then now they are gonna switch out into their wireless, gonna come into the Aridos is gonna make it to the cross poison. They are gonna go ahead and throw the shield up. I go ahead and let this go through, expecting that I can make it to another move if they over farm, but they don't. They throw their move. Just gonna go ahead and let this go through. Poliwrath is gonna come in, and I'm gonna start trying to counter it down. They make it to another move. I'm trying to hope that they don't make it to another move, and they switch out into their Empoleon. Empoleon's gonna throw the drill peck here. I'm at double icy winds now. So I'm just gonna throw one, throw the next one, do one counter just for good measures. One more icy win. It's gonna be enough to KO. One more counter, and we're gonna be able to take that game. And yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. As we do go for one here in this uh, last set. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys on the next video.